Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to this online lecture series of data mining. In our today's lecture on the topic of association rule mining, I'll try to explain different pattern evaluation measures. As we know, in our previous lectures, we had discussed about the sport and the confidence as different pattern evaluation measures. Like we can evaluate the association rules using sport and confidence in our previous classes, but in this lecture I am going to discuss several limitations of this sport and confidence framework, and after that I'll represent different other pattern evaluation measures like lift and chi-square test. As far as the summary of the previous lecture, in last lecture we had discussed one of the famous pattern mining method, which is FP growth algorithm or frequent pattern growth algorithm. We discussed about this one and also demonstrated the working of the FP growth algorithm by solving a numerical of a transactional dataset, and we had mined different frequent patterns using FP growth algorithm and then generate association rules by using those frequent patterns that we have mined using FP growth algorithm. So in this lecture I'm going to discuss the several limitations of the sport confidence framework. As we know, pattern mining or association rule mining may generate a large number of rules or patterns, but among those generated large set of patterns or association rules, all the generated patterns and rules might not be interesting. So in general we can classify this interestingness parameter into two classes, like into objective interestingness measures and subjective interestingness measures. As far as about objective interestingness measures like sport, confidence, correlations, these are defined by mathematical formulas that not change from a person to person. But the subjective interestingness measures may change from person to person. As you know, one man's trash could be another man's treasure. So the first thing is, we may want a user to say, what do you like to see? So it's could be a query based. Another thing is, we may based on users knowledge base try to mine or try to find something I expect, like fresh or recent or timeliness, or we can map patterns or association rules into two-dimensional space or multi-dimensional space in order to let users to interactively pick some interesting things according to their interest. So we know we have sport and confidence as to interestingness measures in association rules like this. If A implies B, we have the sport of the rule and we have the confidence of the rule. But we may be careful about this because not all the strong sport and confidence rules are interesting. For example, take the following table as two-way contingency table. To look at this, to see how to interpret things, we found, for example, in this table 400 out of 1000 students playing basketball and eating cereal together, but 200 students out of these total 1000 students, they play basketball, but they may not eat cereal. Okay, in this one, like here, you may drive association rules like this. Playing basketball implies eating cereal. You probably get 40% sport because it's 400 divided by 1000 divided by 1000. So it's 40%. You will get 2/3 of the confidence because you get 400 over 600. So this is 400 divided by 600. So this is 66.7%, which is pretty high sport and confidence. Is this really interesting? Before going on, I'll try to recall the previous concepts, that how can we calculate the sport and confidence of a rule, in order to just to show you so that you can easily understand this lecture. So we have playing basketball. I am representing its short form, implies, so it's B implies C. So the sport of the rule is A union B, so which is the number of transactions in which B and C occurs together. But in this case, the events of playing basketball and eating cereal of occurring together, we have total 400 number of events in which both occurs together. So that's why it is 400 divided by 1000, so which is 40%. But what about the confidence of the rule? So if you remember our lecture on the sport and confidence, in which we have discussed the confidence of the rule is the union of both B union C, sport of B union C divided by the sport of B, which is the left hand side of the rule or the premises of the rule. So B union C is, we know, 400, but the total events of B of playing basketball is 600. That's why it's 400 divided by 600. So I hope you get this point. So we may try another rule, which is If we say not playing basketball implies eating cereal, you will see not playing basketball is 35%, but the confidence is even higher, which is, you know, 350 divided by 400, which is around 87%. So this one is even higher. So if you recommend these two rules to the cereal company, so they will get confused by these two rules that you have mind for that organization. So they will get confused that they say, oh, the first rule said I better give them free basketballs, because if they played basketball they eat more cereal. But at the same time, if they look at the second rule, they say it's better to take their basketballs away, because if they do not play basketball they actually eat cereal even more. So which one is right? So actually it is confusion for that organization. So अगर इन सिंपल वर्ड्स मैं अगर इसको एक्सप्लेन करने की कोशिश करूं, सो पहला रूल हमें क्या कहता है कि अगर कोई स्टूडेंट बास्केटबॉल खेलता है तो उसके सीरियल ईट करने की क्या कॉन्फिडेंस है या क्या स्पोर्ट है. सो वो हमारे पास यहाँ पे है 40% उसका स्पोर्ट है एंड कॉन्फिडेंस 66.7% है, जो कि बहुत ज़्यादा वैल्यूज़ हैं. सिमिलरली अगर हम उसी डाटा सेट के ऊपर हम एक और रूल जनरेट करते हैं जो कि नॉट प्लेइंग बास्केटबॉल, अगर कोई स्टूडेंट्स बास्केटबॉल प्ले नहीं करता तो उसके ईट करने सीरियल ईट करने की क्या स्पोर्ट एंड कॉन्फिडेंस है. सो वो वैल्यूज़ हमारे पास हैं. 35% स्पोर्ट है उसकी एंड 87.5% उसकी हमारे पास है कॉन्फिडेंस. सो अगर ये टू रूल्स हम लोग माइन करके किसी सीरियल जो सेल करती है उस कंपनी को हम लोग ये रूल्स प्रोवाइड करते हैं कि हम लोगों ने ये एसोसिएशन रूल्स ड्राइव किए हैं जिनकी सपोर्ट इतनी हमारे पास है एंड सिमिलरली ये स्पेसिफिक उनकी कॉन्फिडेंस वैल्यूज़ हैं. सो उन रूल्स को देखते हुए वो माइट भी वो कंफ्यूज हो सकते हैं, बिकॉज पहला रूल हमें क्या कहता है कि अगर कोई पर्सन या स्टूडेंट बास्केटबॉल प्ले करता है तो वो उसके सीरियल ईट करने की कॉन्फिडेंस उसकी क्या है 66% है. सो वो कंपनी माइट भी ये कहे कि हमें मतलब मीन्स के हम बास्केटबॉल स्टूडेंट्स में हम लोग उन्हें स्टूडेंट्स को प्रोवाइड करते हैं सो दैट वो बास्केटबॉल ज़्यादा खेलें और इन एज ए रिज़ल्ट उनका जो सीरियल है वो भी ज़्यादा सेल होगा, क्योंकि अकॉर्डिंग टू द फर्स्ट रूल हमें यही रूल कहता है कि अगर कोई ज़्यादा बास्केटबॉल प्ले करता है या खेलता है तो उसकी सीरियल ईट करने की भी उतना ही ज़्यादा कॉन्फिडेंस है. और एट द सेम टाइम जब वो दूसरे रूल की तरफ आएंगे, दूसरा रूल इवेल्युएट करते हैं तो उसमें यह है कि कोई अगर स्टूडेंट बास्केटबॉल प्ले नहीं करता नहीं खेलता तो उसके सीरियल ईट करने की स्पोर्ट एंड कॉन्फिडेंस ये वैल्यूज़ हैं जो कि अगेन हायर वैल्यूज़ हैं. सो ये बिल्कुल उसके ऑपोजिट केस है कि वो कंपनी माइट भी ये कहे कि हम क्यों ना, जो कि इट्स अ फनी सिनेरियो कि उनसे हम बास्केटबॉल ही ले लिए जाएं, क्योंकि वो जो बास्केटबॉल नहीं खेलेगा सो वो ज़्यादा सीरियल ईट करेगा या खाएगा. सो इट्स अ कन्फ्यूजन. सो ये आप कह सकते हैं कि ये ड्रॉबैक है या लिमिटेशंस हैं स्पोर्ट एंड कॉन्फिडेंस फ्रेमवर्क की, कि ये दो पैरामीटर्स एनफ नहीं हैं इन ऑर्डर टू इवेल्युएट एन एसोसिएशन रूल. सो we need to examine some more evaluation measures. So as we know, sport and confidence, these two rules are not sufficient to describe interestingness of association rules. So the problem becomes, what are additional interestingness measures that are good enough to describe their relationships. So that's the reason we want to examine a little more, like a lift and a chi-square, whether they are good enough to describe as additional interestingness measures. So as we know, lift has popularly used in statistics as well. We look at the same contingency table. We can think B as playing basketball and C means eating cereal. So we have the exactly same distribution as in previous slide. So we have this exactly the same distribution. Then for this contingency table, we can use lift to compute it. As we know, lift of B implies C is the confidence of B implies C divided by the support of C. As we know, confidence of a rule is support of both premises and conclusions of a rule divided by the divided by the support of the premises of the rule. So in this case it's support or the premises of this rule of B implies C is B. So this nominator term becomes as support of B union C divided by the support of B. So if we replace this thing with this support values, then this lift B implies C becomes support of B union C divided by the support of B times the support of C. This as support of B comes from this term. So for this lift, the general rule is if the lift of B C or B implies C is equal to 1, then these two items are independent of each other. And if this lift value, lift of B implies C, is greater than 1, then these two items are positively correlated. Similarly, if this lift value of B implies C is less than 1, then these two items are negatively correlated. So for example, in our data set of this contingency table, we will calculate the lift of B and C and B and not C. This B and C and B and not C. BC means lift of playing basketball implies eating cereal, but the second rule is the lift value for the rule of eating basketball implies playing basketball implies not eating cereal. So if we use these this formula in order to place the values, so B union C is the union of both, which is 400 divided by 1000. So 400 out of 1000, and the support of B means number of students playing basketball together, which is 600 out of 1000. Similarly, support of C is 750 students, those students who eat cereal. So 750 out of 1000. So it becomes 0.89. Similarly, for lift of B implies not C, so similarly you can place the values. So it gives us the value of 1.33. Okay. Then for this data set and the rules, we probably can see B and C are negatively correlated because their lift value is less than 1. So according to the third property of the lift, these two items are negatively correlated. And similarly for B and not C, so its value is 1.33. So according to the second property of the lift, we can say that these two items are positively correlated because their lift value is greater than 1. So this actually fix our problem of, or fix our limitations of the sport and confidence framework, because we know B and C should be negative correlated and B and not C should be positively correlated. So this looks very nice. Let's look another measure which is chi-square, which is popularly used in statistics as well. So in chi-square, the definition, we need to calculate the expected value. Okay, according to the definition, chi-square is the summation of observed minus expected value and square of these divided by the expected value. So how to calculate these expected values? Because these are the, in contingency table we have the observed values or actual values. So what are the expected values and how can we calculate these expected values? So as you know, this is 400, which is the real value of BC, means playing basketball. Those students who play basketball, as well as students who eat cereal, so they are 400 out of 1000, which is the observed value, but expected value is just on the distribution, which is, how can we calculate the expected value of BC? Let me show you how we can compute the expected values. So the expected value of BC is the actual value of B multiply the actual value of C divided by the grand total, which is in our case 1000. So the total number of B is 750. Total number of students who play basketball, sorry, it's 600. Now you can see the total number of students who play basketball is 600, and C means the total number of students who eat cereal, so which is 750. So 750 divided by 1000, which gives us 450. So 750 divided by 600, which gives us the 450, which is the expected value of this distribution for BC. Similarly, you can calculate for not B, C, not C, B, and not C, not B. So we probably can see these are the observed values and expected values are represented in parenthesis of each cell. So we probably can see we still can use the popular rules, like if the chi-square is 0, then the items are independent of each other, and if their expected value if their chi-square value is greater than 0, so then they are correlated. Either they are positively correlated or negatively correlated. So we not exactly know about the positivity or negatively correlated of the items, so we need some additional test to see whether they are positively or negatively correlated. So now for our example, we can easily calculate the chi-square should be almost 55.56. So B and C, and this value is for chi-square for B and C. So B and C should be correlated because its value is greater than 0. So according to the second property of the chi-square, so which gives us that these items are correlated, but we don't know about the positively correlation or the negative correlation about of these items. So because the expected value, as we know, the expected value, which is 450, the observed value is 400, which is less than the expected than the the observed value. So these seems can be they can be negatively correlated. So as you know, they are correlated. So further we can see they are negatively correlated because the expected values and their observed values, because their expected values are greater than their expected values, so it's negatively correlated. So this seems can solve this problem as well. So chi-square shows B and C are negatively correlated since the expected value is 450 but the observed is 400. So chi-square is also more telling than the sport confidence framework. So this seems can solve the problem as well, but the problem becomes whether lift and the chi-square values are good in all the cases. So this is again a question mark. So let's examine some interesting cases. In this case you can see this not B, this where is the cursor? Okay, this cell is not B and not C. Actually is quite big, which is 100,000 transactions in which B and C are not occurred. These values or these transactions actually called null transactions, and the transactions that contain neither B nor C. So because these transactions actually contain neither B nor C, so if we just look at B and C's relationship, we probably see B and C should be negatively correlated because BC is 100 times occur in this transaction, which is rarer than B not C, B not C, which is around 1000 times. So we can see the occurrence of the number of transactions of appearing B and C together is much less than the number of times these two items occur alone. Similarly for node B, C, so this is this seems these are negatively correlated. So but if we use the lift, we compute the lift B and C by using the same formula in our previous slide, we will get the value 8.44, which is quite bigger than 1. So according to the property of the lift, so these two items B and C are strongly positively correlated. So this seems not right. So even we try to use this same contingency table, we add the expected values by the same way. That how can we compute this? You can compute this expected value by taking the total of B, multiplying it with the total of C, and dividing this value by the grand total. We get this value. Similarly for this, this and this, we can compute the expected values. This, I think it's wrong. Its expected value is 1088.15. You can do the computations and make corrections accordingly. So we do the computations, we will find that chi-square is bigger than 0. So according to the second rule of the chi-square, we know that if the chi-square value is greater than 0, then these values are correlated to each other. So in the meantime, the observed value is for bigger than expected value, so we also should say B and C are positively correlated. Sorry, the expected values are smaller than the observed value, so that's why these are strongly positively correlated. So this seems to be wrong because as we can see in this example, when we have already discussed that these seems to be negatively correlated, because the number of events they occur together is only 100, while they occur alone, B not C and B not B C, they occur 1000 times. So this seems to be negatively correlated, while our lift value and the chi-square value shows us that these values are positively correlated. So what is the problem behind this the wrong answers? Actually there are too many the null transactions here. There are too many null transactions. This value is many greater than the number of times these items occur together, then these items not occur together. Like not B, not C is 100,000 times. On the other hand, these two items occur together is just 100 times. So this is the reason that the chi-square and lift values gives us the wrong assumptions. So they may make things distorted, so we need to fix it. That means too many null transactions may spoil the SOAP. So the summary of today's lecture is, in this lecture we learned about the different, the pattern evaluation measures, in which we discussed about the limitations of the support and confidence parameters to evaluate the interestingness of the association rule, as well as we have learned about some other interestingness measures including lift and chi-square. We solved examples and show you how we can calculate the lift and chi-square values, and at the end we discussed that the lift and chi-square measures also get confused when the transaction contain too many null transactions. Null transactions means the transactions in which both items not occur together, neither an item set X or nor the item Y. So how can we fix this problem? So this is the the agenda of our upcoming lecture. So that's it for today's lecture. So thank you.